It's official. The government is shifting to granular lockdowns starting September 8th. Despite the continuous rise in infections, the government has also lifted inbound travel restrictions in 10 countries. Worse, the Department of Health says cases may reach a daily average of 43,000 in the coming weeks. And Olympian pole vaulter EJ Obiena finishes 10th out of 12 in the Brussels leg of the Diamond League. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your Sunday. I'm Riza Diaz. The government will start implementing the granular lockdown system in NCR starting September 8th. Currently, Metro Manila is under MECQ until September 7. The government announced this just as the country recorded its second highest daily tally of new COVID-19 cases yesterday. In an interview with One News yesterday, Interior Undersecretary Martin Dino said that they saw granular lockdowns as the balance between health and economy.
Kaya tayo mag-granular lockdown is to balance the health and economy. This time, talagang maghihigpit tayo sa barangay. Pagka sinabing lockdown, hindi kayo pwedeng lumabas at hindi kayo pwedeng pumasok ng lugar kung saan naka-granular lockdown.
Dino assured that the residents in areas under granular lockdown will be given food packs or ayuda from the local government. Recall, however, that the national government will not be providing assistance to the people during these small-scale lockdowns.
Yun ang magiging target ng ating local government na kung saan pagka ikaw yung lugar na yan ay na-lockdown, ibig sabihin kailangan may ayuda. May ayuda tayo ng pagkain para dun sa lugar na yan.
The government has approved the lifting of travel restrictions in 10 countries. Starting tomorrow, international travelers from India, Pakistan, Malaysia, and Indonesia will be allowed to enter the Philippines, but they still need to comply with the country's testing and quarantine protocols. Travelers from these so-called yellow territories are tagged as a moderate risk for COVID-19. This means they must complete a 10-day facility quarantine and then a 4-day home quarantine. They also have to undergo RT-PCR test on the 7th day of quarantine. New COVID-19 cases in the country reached over 20,700 on Saturday, the second highest single-day tally since the onset of the pandemic. This is also the second day where cases went above the 20,000 mark. So far, total infections are now at 2,060,000, some 157,000 of which are still active. 189 fatalities were also recorded yesterday, pushing the death toll to 34,000. Total recoveries are now at 1.86 million, with almost 22,000 new recoveries logged in the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, out of the 74,000 tests conducted, 28% have tested positive for the virus. Now, amid record-breaking infections, the health department says the worst is not yet over as they project cases in Metro Manila to reach 43,000 by the end of the month. Active cases in NCR could also surge to 150,000, a far jump from the current 41,000 active infections. DOH Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeres said this forecast was based on mobility, healthcare capacity, adherence to the minimum public health standards, as well as the transmission rate of the Delta variant. However, Vergeres clarified that the projections are not set in stone and that the figures are used to guide the government's pandemic response.
Pag nagbigay tayo ng projections, it doesn't mean na mangyayari talaga yung mga numero na yan. These are just kaya tinawag na projections. Nakita natin na pataas ng pataas pa rin ang projections natin, and that is the characteristic of the Delta variant. Kaya po namin pinapaulit-ulit sa inyo mula pa nung umpisang nakadetect tayo ng Delta variant that we will expect a rise in the number of cases, and it's going to be exponential.
But over in Cebu, vaccinated residents are allowed more mobility compared to the unvaccinated. The easing of restrictions for inoculated individuals is contained in an executive order issued by Acting Mayor Michael Rama, which also extended the MECQ status in the city until September 7. Based on the order, people vaccinated with at least one dose are allowed in beauty salons, barbershops, and spas in Cebu. Rama says he hopes this will encourage more people to receive COVID-19 jabs. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. With the Delta variant causing the bulk of the world's coronavirus infections, scientists detected a new variant that may have the ability to evade vaccines. But an American health expert believes this new variant is not yet an immediate threat. Let's listen in.
Well, yes, we certainly are aware of the mu variant. We're keeping a very close eye on it. It is really seen here, but it is not at all even close to being dominant. As you know, the Delta is more than 99% dominant. Even though it is not, in essence, taken hold to any extent here, we always pay attention to, at all times, variants. This variant has a constellation of mutations that suggest that it would evade certain antibodies, not only monoclonal antibodies, but vaccine and convalescent serum-induced antibodies. But there isn't a lot of clinical data to suggest that. It is mostly laboratory in vitro data. Not to downplay it, we take it very seriously. But remember, even when you have variants that do diminish somewhat the efficacy of the vaccines still are quite effective against variants of that type. Bottom line, we're paying attention to it. We take everything like that seriously, but we don't consider it an immediate threat right now.
Here are the top stories in sports. Pole vaulter AJ Obiena landed in the 10th spot in the Brussels leg of the Diamond League on Friday. The Filipino world number 5 wound up with a 5.65-meter jump, finishing 10th out of 12 participants. This is a stark contrast to his 5.91-meter effort in the Paris tilt, where he bagged the silver medal, beat his personal best, and moved up in the world rankings. Meanwhile, NLEX extended their winning streak in the PBA Philippine Cup after beating Phoenix yesterday 94-76. The Road Warriors took their defense up a notch during the third quarter to take control of the game after struggling to shake off the Fuel Masters. Jericho Cruz led the team, firing 19 points and issuing 8 assists. Meanwhile, Phoenix, which drew 12 points from Jason Perkins and Chris Banquero, dropped to 2-5. And Pinoy Grand Chess Master Darwin Lailo outlasted FIDE Master Killian Delaney in 48 moves to bag a 5-1 win over Ireland in the 2021 FIDE Online Olympiad. The Grandmaster stayed in second place after 6 rounds in Pool A action in Division 2 of the Games last Friday. Meanwhile, International Master Jan Emanuel Garcia, Women Grandmaster Janelle May Freyna, FIDE Master Alec Nuri, and Jersey Marticio also provided wins to keep the Filipinos at number 2 with 10 match points. The team hopes to keep its place in the top 3 going into the final 3 rounds. And a 17-year-old TikTok star bagged the Team USA's first gold medal at the Tokyo Paralympic Games. Through her win, she hopes to educate fans about blindness and breaking stereotypes. Let's watch this.
Swimming is my happy place. It's where I feel free and it's just me in the pool.
It's like fire, burning up. Time to rock and turn it up.
Swimmer Anastasia Pagonis broke the world record in the 400-meter freestyle S11 and won the first gold medal for Team USA at the Tokyo Paralympic Games.
In 2018, my vision completely blew. I lost all my usable vision. Obviously, as a 14-year-old teenage girl, it was a lot, like losing my vision, saying that like all this is happening, and I felt worthless. I felt hopeless, and I felt like I didn't belong to be here if I was going to be this blind girl. I started off with just having one smoothie a day and going for like a 5-minute walk, and now I'm a gold medalist at the Paralympics, so it's pretty crazy.
The 17-year-old is also a TikTok star, educating her 2 million followers about blindness.
Good morning. I start my day by eating breakfast and doing some math.
One of the toughest things, I don't even know, just like a daily struggle. I feel like people don't understand. Like, I wake up in the morning, I don't put my toothpaste on my toothbrush. I put my toothpaste on my finger to make sure I'm not squeezing the whole bottle out and then put it on my toothbrush. So it's like little things that I feel like people genuinely don't understand and wouldn't think that we would have to do. Yeah. But I feel like everything is a struggle, and it's just finding a different way around things. I'm trying to break down stereotypes. I feel like people put blindness into this box, and you have to stay in this little box and you can't do anything out of this box, where you have to, like that stereotype of blindness where you have to wear those dark sunglasses and have your cane and look like slumpy and gross and ew. I'm trying to show people that, like, hey, I did my own makeup. Did I need help doing my makeup? Possibly. But I could be an elite athlete. I can do social media. I can do all these things. Swimming's the one place where I don't need my guide dog. I don't need someone to guide me. It's where I feel free, and it's just me in the pool, and I love it. I have really bad stress and anxiety, and I feel like it's a relief for me.
Her next goal, Paris 2024.
Hopefully going to Paris would be another goal, and breaking down stereotypes for the visually impaired, and maybe hopefully showing someone that there is hope, maybe saving someone's life.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 10 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.